Hello, once again. My name is Mr. Lane. I just want to do another video. It's about 1 o'clock here on the East Coast. Just saw an amazing finish to a baseball game between the Washington Nationals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, earlier today, I did a little live video documenting the Braves' defeat against the St. Louis Cardinals, but that's not the point of this video. We're going to talk about Nationals and Dodgers. This one went 5 games as well in the National League. That being said, simply amazing, where you had a former journeyman by the name of Howie Kendrick, one of the good men in baseball, hit a grand slam home run off of arguably one of the toughest relievers in baseball, Joe Kelly, who had pitched for the Red Sox the previous season. He pitched for the Red Sox the previous season, and he allowed a grand slam home run to Howie Kendrick. So that's what happened there with his home run. I personally think it was one of the biggest upsets in NLDS history because really, when you look at it from a Nationals fan's point of view, since like 2012, they have exercised at least 7 years of demons. I mean, you look at the failures after failure after failure after failure after failure in the playoffs. They won division titles. They've won wild cards, I believe, as well. That being said, they won a wild card game against Milwaukee days ago to earn this position against the Dodgers, who by far were probably the best team in baseball. Now, I think this NLCS is going to be more fun than, in years. You have St. Louis, who has won the most championships in the National League against a team that has never made it to the National League Championship Series since '81. Now, back in '81, it was the Expos and the Dodgers. See, when you look at the big picture, that franchise has exercised some demons / Expos / Nationals. Now, back in 1981, when the Expos were in the National League Championship Series, the biggest hit in that series was, of course, the Rick Mundy home run against Steve Rogers when the National League Championship Series was at a 5-game format. It was at a 5-game format from 1969 to 1984. And then from 85 till now is when they did it to a 7-game format. That's how it works. That being said, I consider this one of the biggest upsets in division series history. I mean, it's hard to, I think, argue with this one. The Nationals finally win a playoff series. And I had a little bit of a chat with a person that was calling me a crazy idiot. He knows who he is, and I'm going to keep his name nameless right now. He was telling me, oh, the Nationals without Bryce Harper, would be a blessing in disguise. Right now, I think it is. See, you have some seasoned players. You got players with experience on the Nationals that have been to the World Series. You had, of course, Scherzer, who had been to the World Series with the Tigers. You've had, who else? I think Yan Gomes with Cleveland. I believe he's been in the World Series with Cleveland. So the Nationals do have players with some experience. Brian Dozier, I believe, was in the World Series with the Dodgers at the time. So as we see right now, they're doing locker room interviews right now with the national players, and basically the the Nationals. Let's be real. They exercise their demons. That's really what happened here. I mean, you tell me differently. They've exercised their demons tonight, quite frankly, and that's exactly what happened. So you know they they basically exercise from years past where they did not lose in the playoffs. It looked like they were going to lose to the Dodgers. Dodgers looked like they had the game under control. Walker Buehler, who I believe is the legit ace now of the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw, unfortunately, buckled under pressure. Some people say he choked, but I think he buckled under the pressure, did not get the job done, did not get the big outs that was asked of him by the Dodgers. So, like I was telling another person who was a Dodger fan, um, I told him that he's an ace in the making, and he's done real well. But there was one side note, and I'm kind of glad he was okay. Kurt Suzuki, who was a former Brave, he was a Brave for a couple years. He had re-signed with the Nationals. He had played for the Nationals beforehand. He played for Oakland. He's played for Washington twice, and now he did play for the Braves last year. So that's the deal there. But unbelievable that the Washington Nationals, I can't believe it, that the Nationals finally won a playoff series. I mean, who would have thunk it? Who would have believed that the Nationals of all teams would win a division series? That's unbelievable. I mean, the pitching for the Nationals, I knew the Nationals were going to be a legit threat to the Braves in the division. So if they could beat the Cardinals, that'd be great. But I have to give the Cardinals the advantage. I think they have the intangibles. I think they got the advantage. They also have Yadier Molina, who is probably, like I said, the smartest player I think in baseball. Now, don't be surprised if Tampa beats the Houston Astros tomorrow. That would be an upset of its own if it happens. So we had not one but two road teams win Game 5 on the road in the National League, which is crazy. Two road teams in the National League win on the road. Who would have thunk it either? Cardinals won in Atlanta today, earlier, and then you had the Dodgers lose to Washington. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Would love to know what y'all think about it. Who do you think will win the National League pennant? Now, if the Cardinals win, it'll be their first pennant in 6 years. Last time they were in the World Series, they lost to a better Boston Red Sox squad. Now, assuming if it's Yankees versus Cardinals, the last time those two franchises went at it, Yankees and Cardinals, believe it or not, they did go at it I believe in the 30s, the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s. But the last time they went at it in the World Series between those two franchises, I believe, was 1964. That was the last time the Yankees and Cardinals went at it in the World Series, was 1964, which was won by the Cardinals, by the way. And one of the highlights of that World Series was when Mickey Mantle hit a knuckleball for a home run into the third deck of old Yankee Stadium against Barney Schultz, who was a knuckleballer at the time. That was the last time the Cardinals and the Yankees went at it in the World Series, was 64. So All right, anyways, that being said, I'm at 10 minutes again on this video. This is Mr. Lane signing out. Thank you for watching the live video. Good night, everybody.